Start the recordings.
I have started the recordings. We're officially started.
Have you started the recordings yet?
I'll kill you, whatever your name is. I don't think I won't.
Recording the startings.
Well, I mean, obviously I remember who Carl is, but, you know, you're going to be less generic. Person.
Wow.
Well, you know, distinguish yourself more.
Distinguish myself more?
Is real.
Well, I mean, you know.
No, I don't.
A little bit would be nice.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Of personality. Just something that's...
A small bit of personality. Really
something
anything.
something that's just not standard.
Well, I mean, you're pretty much an NPC at this point.
Right, I'm just
At least I'm still in the same country as everyone else, you fuck.
Alright, get racist with it, why don't you?
Oh man, I'm making pickled onions because I have regular access to malt vinegar.
You know what, Carl? I
Wait,
don't
you
appreciate
don't?
your flexing. Well, I don't. Sweden doesn't have malt vinegar.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it sucks. It really does.
Of all the strangely niche things, I don't even have that much vinegar.
No, but you'll miss it when it's
vinegar.
gone. Trust me.
No,
I'm more of a salt and pepper man.
I'm more of a chips are fine on their own, you shits.
I'll kill
Chips
you
are not
both.
fine on their own. You don't. Who just has plain chips?
Me.
Do you know the worst bit about being an expat is people will refer to them as fries, and you'll want to kill everyone you know and love.
No, slap them. Tell them that is filthy and American.
I
That's
do,
wrong.
but they usually reply like, "I am American," and then you
Well,
slap
tell them they're
hard.
wrong.
They
Tell
are
them
wrong.
we were wrong to let them go once we were beating up the French.
I mean, let's be honest here. Oh, alright, yeah, we were beating up the French, but they did kind of get the last laugh in terms of they successfully stopped us beating. Anywho, so, reminders from last session. In all caps, boots.
Ah, yes, the boots.
I forgot about the boots.
Begin quote, mild enchantment, end quote. Following, Zanzarim needs to drink some mana potions. Don't know who filed that one. Catclop wants to cast spells on Zanzarim to charge his mana. I assume that was Catclop. Jomo wants to buy an alchemy set. Kill the boy, brackets, John Battleborn, to convince the Greymanes to get us in touch with the Stormcloaks in order to sell the captain to the Stormcloaks to send the Stormcloaks to besiege Solitude to get the cart to get the items. Comma.
Yes.
Comma, Jomo was fed by the giants, but everyone else hasn't eaten.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, does everyone remember what was happening last session?
Yes,
Roughly.
I would also say we should probably not kill the boy.
Callum, your webcam.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
I
fantastic.
know.
Your head is so shiny.
I feel this has to be stated. Callum, your voice doesn't match your face, and I mean that in the kindest way possible.
What?
I'm
Do you
sorry.
say I have a terrible voice or a terrible face?
No. They're both amazing,
Okay.
but they do not match up. It's like you're dubbed.
Karen is up. Karen? Callum is a
My
highly
mental
charismatic
image.
individual.
Nice save.
My mental image of Callum is so different to what I'm seeing.
What is your mental image of
I-
Callum?
What was your mental image of me before?
I just want you to know, like, whatever you say here, I'm going to stab you anyway.
What's it?
Like facially, I don't know, but like because the webcam makes you look a bit smaller, but then also
He's
I don't
turned
know,
off his
like-
webcam now.
I'm like normal height. I'm
No,
not.
I want
Yeah, I know. It makes it look smaller, but also it's the I was like picturing like blonde wavy hair or something with like a big old beard.
Sorry, blonde
And I
wavy
don't
hair
know.
from Callum, I'm a Ginger Lewis.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Even
I'm
ginger
sorry.
hair.
That he is dubbed for me, and I'm not saying it's bad. I enjoy having him on camera. And neither are bad. They just don't match up in my head.
If I put it down at a low angle, does this make me look taller in your mind?
You've disappeared from webcam, I can't see you.
Yeah. I assumed you turned your webcam off because I started mentioning it.
I can see Callum.
Okay, maybe I should just refresh.
I lost him. My webcam doesn't seem to be working today, so I can't turn mine on.
Yeah, I've only got Ollie now, in fact.
There we go.
So, yeah, next session I'll hire an actor and I'll just stand behind him.
Yeah, it still doesn't work. like it's better, but
It's better.
it's still dubbed.
Your impression of Callum, thanks to the voice, was going to be this impossibly smooth, like, Italian man. But no, it's
No, giant blonde man, apparently.
that's my niche,
Not
young
sort of-
Nicholas, you shit.
Not sort of middling ginger bald man.
You know what?
But he's
Maybe
not
it's
wrong.
You speak as though you
maybe
haven't.
it's because you're playing a Nord.
He's playing a
Take to the
Khajiit,
Nord,
you
maybe.
shit.
Well,
So,
he's
in a
really
way-
a Nord in spirit, so
in a way, that's perfectly adequate. You know, that perfectly encapsulates it.
he's physically a Khajiit, but I imagine him as a Nord. That's why it doesn't match up.
Callum, you speak as though you were 6'2" and made of cat.
Yes.
Yes, cat.
Free it,
You're
meow.
talking about cat.
I would apologise
Anyway.
for having seen me eat like half a pizza like this.
I'm
Also,
honestly mostly just envious of the pizza.
It does look like a good pizza.
Envious of the pizza or envious of Ollie?
The pizza.
he's always envious of me.
Well, if you're envious of the pizza, you want Ollie to eat you.
Don't you judge my hobbies. The point here being, Callum, hit refresh on your webcam. So, if I recall correctly, it does sound like we left off at... Way, there he is, middle fingers and all. Yeah, it does sound like we left off with you all around... Not actually at the encampment that you left the Imperial spies at, but some miles away from it, having linked up with the Empire sympathizer, John Battleborn, who thinks you're all going off to have a good adventure down to Rorikstead.
I maintain we try and turn him to the Stormcloaks. Because that's way more humiliating for the parents than having your child martyred by the evil Stormcloaks.
I maintain that will not go down well.
But I'm saying we try first, and then we stick a big axe in his brain if he doesn't go along with it.
You expect him to go along with being forcibly put into a family or religion or...
Have you ever heard of a cult, Ollie? That's kind of what we're going for here.
Session 6, the cult.
I don't know if you all have seen what Wraith have got up to by Session 6. But,
Session 6. Have you all heard the good word of Talos?
hello there, you're my lord and god Talos.
Have you heard about and thought about letting Talos into your life as your personal lord and savior?
Have you considered the Ninth Divine? Because if you haven't, I'm a twat you son of a bitch. Anywho,
Are the original 8 divines letting you down? Then you need Talos, the 9th divine.
the Ninth Divine! Ready to fuck your shit the fuck up? Anywho, point being, yeah, that basically. I think it was the middle of the day, as I recall. You've acquired this hanger on. What do, gents?
I want to try and turn into Talos, and by extension, the Stormcloaks.
I mean, define turn him.
Well, you know how he's a moderate right now. None of that.
Well, I mean, he's a what's it called? An Empire loyalist right now.
Pretty sure you have like an afternoon to do this.
Yeah, that's fine. I can be
So-
very persuasive.
That actually
Alright
kind of
then.
depends on your kill schedule, honestly, because Rorikstead is like some days
what?
travel away.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've got plenty of time
Okay.
to steal his boots. I'm assuming that's the Khajiit
No,
plan?
Because the original plan was literally get him out of sight of the walls and shank him.
Yes, it was. You don't have to take Dead Man's boots, literally. You just can.
They're worth
Yeah.
money, right?
It's just more economical.
They have an enchantment on them.
Yeah.
They
We
do.
should,
yeah.
Full caps, boots, close brackets, open brackets, mild jump enchantment, close brackets, in fact.
Well, there you go then. Murder it is.
But we could not kill him.
I mean, yes, but
No?
I really,
no.
I do love that you're trying to redeem yourself for punching that wizard in the back of the head, Benji, and you're making a very noble effort of it. But this has started to...
Think about it, Revere. He's a noble son of Skyrim, just like you.
Started to reach the edges of what can be communicated via glance, and your man there, John Battleborn, is starting to look just a little bit sort of nonplussed, slightly confused in actual fact by what's happening, as everyone stares at each other very intensely, and he very conspicuously tries to avoid looking at the prisoner, but she's desperately trying to get his attention, so...
Silly prisoner.
I will paralyze her.
Yeah, for up to a minute, whereupon she will continue to move her eyebrows shortly after.
I think he meant in terms of, biting her spine until she stops moving.
Exactly.
Terrifying, and you don't have that level of fine motor control. You can try.
You really don't. You'd probably just bite her in half.
Neither will she.
But
I can go
basically
with pelvis
that,
and just kind of
no.
shake my head.
She's not gonna... I'm sorry.
That's how you kill her!
I mean, presumably the way your version of Khajiit pick up their kittens is by the scruff of their neck, right?
Yeah, but they don't shake them about. Have you never heard of don't shake the
Oh,
baby?
I mean more just like he does the standard scruff of the neck thing, but on the back, and
No.
he just
We don't have
No.
scruffs!
Sorry, yeah, 100%. He's been out of elsewhere for quite some time. He's fully aware that non-Khajiit races do not have scruffs.
Some,
Yeah, I know, but you
some
could-
non-Khajiit do, but they're mostly animals. They're not human.
Yeah, you
Literally no non-Khajiit have that.
Dogs have scruffs.
Yeah, no non-Khajiit sapients have scruffs.
Yes. That's what I said, they're all animals.
just saying you can treat you. I'm saying you treat it like it. You just
No,
treat
you-
an area of the back like it. You just bite.
Do you know what a scruff is?
Yes, I know exactly what a scruff is.
What is a scruff, Jon?
The scruff is the area at the back of the neck, so the loose-ish area, and you can grab it gently.
Yes. Now, what part of a human back has the term loose in it?
Oh no,
You know
so
what?
that's where you're mistaking me. You're mistaking me.
This
there. I'm
is,
not.
this is so ludicrously not relevant. The point here being, no one here has scruffs.
I know that.
So let's just move on, assuming that is the case. What do, gents?
Ah.
This is,
I'm guessing we're on our way to Rorikstead.
at the moment, you're kind of not, actually. You're due southwest of Whiterun, like midway between the giant encampment and Whiterun itself.
We're all standing around looking at each other intensely.
And yeah, looking at each other intensely whilst your bard looks on, confused and unconvinced as your gazes get steadily more and more serious, attempting to convey the minutiae of the phrase... You know what? I don't even remember. But a phrase, certainly.
I think we ended on, let's talk politics at the end. So...
A sentence never before uttered in the history of mankind.
Should we start walking towards Rorikstead?
Yeah,
And
sure.
avoid giant
It's a good
encampments?
few days
That's so
away.
pressing.
So,
Do you want to try casting some spells on me to charge my mana up?
Yes, let's do that first, actually. Let me get my cat sheet up.
as you begin, John turns to someone nearby. Here, Arnulf. He seems a tad odd, doesn't he? This cat lad you've got here, gesturing vaguely at Catclop. What's he doing with his fingers there? That's a whole weird situation.
Fine fingers. Do you mean his paws?
Yeah, lemons.
Right, well, to be honest, I got no idea. He's just sort of there most of the time. He's big, he growls, he carries things well. He's Catclop.
That's really cool. Dovimbar
Yeah, that's his way of saying Catclop.
Yeah.
scowls heavily at you.
Yeah, John blinks one eye at a time. I'll have to take your word for that. It just sounded like a roar to me. If anything, what
Oh,
was
but
that?
he says it enough is the thing. That
Well, I'm
we
not
sort of go,
calling him
well,
Rar, so his name is... I mean, fair enough, guess. Catclop. Yeah,
That sounded more like an angry fart.
thing.
than
I'm not
angry.
just growling
It's a
at
burp.
people whenever.
Okay,
but John, what do you know of the proud history of Skyrim and its freedom from the elven menace?
He,
I raise an eyebrow at that.
Present company excluded.
He actually slightly raises at that one. Well, I hope to be someday a qualified bard. I'm actually quite well educated on the history of Skyrim. What was it you'd like to know?
I'm more wondering, have you thought about the songs that will be sung of the current brewing intersign conflict between the Stormcloaks and the Imperials? And where you'd stand on such a political issue? Obviously, being a bard, you can't choose too many sides, but, you know.
His eyebrows knit close together. Well, I'm a firm Imperial loyalist, my friend. I understand where the Stormcloaks are coming from, but frankly, I think they're playing 100% into the Old Mary Dominion's hands.
Aye, but you don't think that perhaps by placating the Old Mary Dominion, all you're doing is, for example, how to put this best, appeasing them so they may gather strength rather than allow we could be like Hammerfell, striking out on our own and becoming a truly great power. Thus, we could stand with the Empire against the elves.
His eyebrows shoot up even further. My friend, have you been to Hammerfell? Do you know what the war cost them? They won, but at what cost? Half the city's devastated. The whole province is a fucking nightmare. I want Talos back as much as anyone.
I'd like to
throw
my hand.
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to throw my hand around his shoulders. Son, you've not seen war, have you?
He bristles a little bit at that. Actually, I have. I took my gap year in Hammerfell during the conflict, and I've never had a worse experience in my life. I want to beat the Old Mary Dominion off as much as anyone, but we need to judge based on what'll actually win, not based on pride.
Basing it off what'll actually win, I wouldn't be sticking with the Empire, personally. Even if it was the Sons of Skyrim that stopped the Empire from falling, and then they turn around and fuck us.
Hey, on the temporary. But as he
they claim it's temporary.
It absolutely is. Who doesn't worship Talos in secret? Perhaps the Old Mary Dominion spends a little bit too many men on the inquisiting of our lands as is, but, you know, given time, we'll be back. Talos will be back at the head of the Pantheon. You just have to have a little bit of faith.
Interesting way of thinking that we won, given that they're giving away our land for their inquisitors to be roaming through.
What land have they given away? So what if they have to garrison Skyrim? What true son of Skyrim wouldn't punch an Old Mary Inquisitor in the face when they told them how to do something? What's the Empire supposed to say? A true son of Skyrim punches an elf in the face given the drop of an hat. Meaning no offence, monsieur. Tipping his hat towards Yuhnbric there.
I just say we should learn from the past.
We
should follow the proud example of Ysgramor. No remorse, no surrender.
No man left behind. No, I don't disagree, but the thing is, Ysgramor didn't beat no one but the Falmer, and, you know, what were the Falmer ultimately?
A bunch of fair elves. I can't think what parallels there are there.
Yeah,
not at all.
Do you know who beat the Ulmer at their highest? Tiber Septim, my friend. Tiber Septim. Talos himself, reborn.
Exactly.
Do you know
and
how you beat the high
his
elves?
supposed heir... Tiber Septim. But you know what his supposed heirs did? Turned around and said they didn't want to worship him no more. They were going to bow to elves.
A firm hand at that. Tiber Septim beat them with cunning, not brute might and stupidity. You don't beat the elves.
Hang on me. Now, I am something, given my profession, of a history man myself, and I distinctly remember that Tiber Septim beat the Old Mary Dominion by marching a giant-ass robot in there and demanding their surrender.
He blinks.
The true Nord way.
I don't know what no robot is, but the important thing is...
The fabled golem? The walk brass? Never heard of it?
Tower, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about here.
Mate, Tiber Septim didn't beat no elf with cunning. He showed his might and his power.
Totally cunning, you know? You can't beat a god without cunning. And indeed, they didn't beat a god. Your problem, sir, and I don't mean to be mean, is you just don't have enough faith in Talos.
talking about the wrong bloody elves.
I mean, you're the one going on about the Falmer.
Mate, the gods were in Morrowind. Not
He wraps an arm around your shoulder at that. Ain't never no gods in Morrowind, my friend. Talos was from Cyrodiil. Point here being, you need to have a little bit more faith in Talos. Yes, this is a time of tribulation, but we'll get through it.
I'm sure we will.
The old Merry Dominion will fall given time.
You know, in fact, I think I agree with you. I'll let you take the first step on our journey, showing how much we believe in you as our bard. After you. I tried. Fuck this kid.
One party member that wants him to live gives up on him.
I'm gonna be back talked by no kid.
He turns and looks you right in the eye. I have a good feeling about you. You've got a good heart on you.
I do, lad.
Pulls
I
out,
sort of windmill a fist behind him.
pulls out his hurdy-gurdy and begins singing a song in praise of Talos.
Has he turned away yet?
Oh yeah, no, he's at the front.
Right. Axe is coming out in the back of his head.
He's gonna like slice his skull in two.
I could cut his head off, but it's a bit, rude.
Oh, can I get a punch in first?
I was going to make it quick.
We think your place is to dispose of the
Why?
body first.
I mean, there's a giant encampment right next to us.
Yeah.
Not really.
Really
It's
keep some
quite
of
a
it.
ways behind you at this point. In fact,
I know, but we can get Catclop to drop it off while we take the prisoner.
Wait, what?
You're the biggest, you're the fastest. How is that a problem?
I mean, I can move so fast. I'm pretty fast. Not sure how fast the giants are.
You don't have to put it right in the giant encampment, you just have to put it vaguely near it.
Could sneak up, maybe. But you have to make it look like a hammer crush.
You'll have been carrying him in your mouth. I imagine it'll look like a saber-tooth has eaten him.
That's very true, actually.
Also, you cast any spells on me yet?
I'm about to. I didn't want to interrupt Mr. Benji.
Talos,
Yes.
Talos, mighty Talos.
Praise be to Talos, lad.
Sings John
Praise be to
Battleborn
Talos.
as he strides forwards. Oh, riding in the filth were we.
The old classics.
Riding in the filth were we.
Oh, to Svongard, I send your soul.
Wait, did you just call it Svongard?
Yeah, that's
I've never been able to pronounce it.
not how you pronounce that name.
Svongard?
Svongard.
Yeah,
dear. Svongard.
Ah, yes, Svongard. I knew him well.
John
Swongard.
Battleborn turns towards the lot of yous and walking backwards continues to play at his hurdy-gurdy. Oh, to Svongard I send thee, my loyal followers of Talos. It's perhaps not the world's most inspired song, but he carries on with it passionately.
I would like to race towards him and punch him in the back of the head.
He is facing you.
Yeah, he turned to face us, sadly.
Oh, okay. I'd like to race towards him and punch him in the face. He'll never expect it.
No, he won't. He was making the good pitch for, like, how do we beat the elves with strategy and reason. Right, let's take a look. Where the fuck is my mouse cursor? Ah, there we go. Right, Revere. Alright, Revere, surprise attack, so I guess that's a plus 20. I'll take strength at a plus 20 then, please.
Alright then. That would be 6 degrees of success.
You fucking what?
Plus 20, combat style unarmed. Another plus 20.
I'm sorry, do Do you understand what game system you're in? You're not allowed to roll 6 degrees of success. Who do you think you are, Ollie? You can't just munchkin your way to victory. The fuck is this?
We roll characters based on fucking flavour.
Scree, I say to thee.
Just pace the young man.
Would you have preferred I shouted him down and then killed him, going full Stormcloak on it?
Alright, 6 degrees of success. How would you like to kill this innocent young patriot?
I'm about to ruin this man's whole career.
So you know how, like, the nasal bridge can be shoved into the brain, effectively causing a lobotomy, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
No one but you knew that. I feel the need to...
No, I knew that. I knew
that.
I knew that.
Yeah, we all knew that, Ewan.
Yeah, but Creed didn't,
Playground
so I have at
talk.
least one.
No, I'm with him.
Alright, fuck y'all. Anywho, Carl, go ahead.
Ain't doing shit.
Were you not suggesting to Callum, though?
Oh, punching him straight in the nasal cavity, firing it straight into his brain.
I'm not sure that's accurate. Can you actually do that? I don't think there's any science to support that.
We're about to find out.
About to ruin this man's whole nose.
Yep, I'll go with that. I'll aim straight for the underside of the nose.
Alright, so Revere strides towards
And I
him.
sort of punch him through the hurdy-gurdy while I'm at it.
It's not really positioned for that, I'm afraid. He's playing it like just...
I can sort of do a
like a falcon
Uppercut.
punch.
good old falcon, a dragon punch kind of thing.
Yeah, dragon punch the shirt up.
Essentially, so you're trying to Shoryuken the poor.
I will Shoryuken the fuck.
Alright, so John Battleborn, innocent human that he is just there, you know, like, innocently playing along, singing the praises of Talos. Pretty confident that, like, yeah, there are problems, but given time, Skyrim will survive and heal. Everything's going to be okay. We'll be returning to the worship of the true God. We just need to, you know, unite and fight for it. Whereupon Revere walks up, smacks him through his hurdy-gurdy with his 6 degrees of success, destroying it in an instant, and whacks him right in the underside of the chin, his jawbone shattering. Gurgling and doing his best to scream through his annihilated upper vocal cords, John Battleborn collapses backwards, everything apart from dead. What do?
I give Jomo the search his pockets look.
He's going to make a beeline for his boots.
Before he even hits the ground.
He's not even dead yet, actually, just so you're aware. But
Sounds
sure,
like he won't
you
be able
can
to
make,
resist too good.
you can make, and I quote, a beeline for his boots.
I like to start casting spells on Zanzrim.
Define
God, he'll
casting
just
spells.
die in a cacophony of confusion.
Sorry?
I'm just going to continually cast Jump on him until I've used up most of my mana.
I'd like to get my axe out and walk over to the now stricken John Battleborn.
I mean, declare your spell rating you cast in the push.
Oh yeah, is it like I first of all anyway, so it's actually 1. So,
Feed me.
Talking politics, it's everyone hesitates, but when it comes to murder, it's everyone jumps into action
Nope.
before he's hit the ground.
wait.
Yeah, he's just been punched as the tiger advances on him.
Okay. I'll try again. That does not go. It's not going well.
Is that by any chance an unlucky number?
No, it's not.
It's psychic phenomena, right?
Oh, that's a success.
You unfortunately can't re-roll twice, Sir Nicholas.
I'm not re-rolling.
I'm
I'm
spending mana.
casting again and again and again and
Until
again.
it's dead.
Until it's dead.
Do you have enough mana to Final Fantasy Spirits Within this?
I do. It's 4 mana to cast this each time, and I have a pool of 26.
So you
I
just spent
didn't
almost
absorb it.
half of your mana on this guy.
Then he's feeding me with my
Yeah,
spell
I
absorb.
think Zan's rim. So it's gone off once. Did that go through for you? Did you absorb it?
No, I missed the absorb.
Okay, well,
Maybe low.
that doesn't either. Oh, I've used 1, 2, 3, 4.
Feed me.
Once more. 61. That's a no. I've got one spell left in me.
This plan didn't work as well as I hoped it would.
No, yeah.
Right, I can still cast it. I've got lots of mana.
Oh.
I'm going to save my one spell.
Can we get on with the execution first, please?
Yeah, as the cat casts jump repeatedly on another cat,
You have jump on you now at least, though.
the single biological Nord strides up to the other NPC biological Nord. What do, Benji?
I just like to take my axe out, walk over to him, place myself above his head, go to Svongard, and then bring it down right in the middle of his face.
And
At this
then-
point, just as he's asking why, I'm getting up pretty close to him. He's like, "For the bootses."
Okay, does that happen before the axe comes down? Because I feel...
You wish him on his way to Svongard. He has just enough time to ask you why, and then, without you even really twigging that he'd approached, Jomo materializes to your rear left as your swing is in the down motion and replies, "For the bootses." Whereupon, this Nord is sent Svongard way with the information that you murdered him for, as far as he's concerned, no real reason save being a true son of Skyrim.
And the boots.
Yeah, and the boots. Doesn't make it better, but yes, and the boots.
And the boots, yes.
Yes, and the boots.
Did you... Right, mate, did you, and I'm being deadly serious here, did you seriously just approach a man who I was sending to the halls of Svongard into the waiting hands ashore himself and tell him we did it for his feckin' boots?
Now, let's be fair, that was the poo sauce on a shit Sunday, as was.
This one doesn't feel right. Go to his end with a lie.
Beautiful way with words.
What do you mean his boots anyway? What's the boots got to do with it?
I just want to note that I'm in the process of taking his boots off.
You are indeed, actually. You mentioned that on your way up to him.
I like to think you were actually tugging them off as the axe came down, and for the boots as you looked up and then looked back down at his feet.
Now, I may have just 99% killed a man, but I'm not sure how I feel about petty looting.
That...
So,
Beyond the
Jomo...
what the hell, Jomo? Be judged! Be judged by the murderers!
Yeah, Jomo, if you'd like to add one set of boots with a mild jumping enhancement to your inventory.
Yeah, it's like, well, this one has heard of a idiom, I believe they is called. You must first walk a mile in someone's boots to know them.
I'll kill you, Carl.
Very clear to Jomo that I still have the axe in my hand.
Yeah, you're still wielding it. It still has the blood of the man you just murdered.
Well, it's still covered in blood, brains, and bone fragment.
Yeah, from the man you just murdered.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to turn to him and point the axe slightly at him.
I take a step forwards.
Yeah, the nearby
Right,
hefty
mate.
tiger.
I have just killed a man and sent him sacrosanct to the halls of the glorious dead. I do not appreciate your sassiness and your immediate looting of the corpse.
Technically, I just killed a man, you're just the V8.
I'm actually just going to put it out there, but I don't know if assassination gets you into Svongard, for the record. You may have actually technically doomed him to hell.
He was a feckin' elf lover anyway. Didn't matter.
Kind of wasn't.
I again
Objective
raised my
patriot,
eyebrow.
in actual fact. Just a patriot who didn't 100% agree with your extremist opinions, so you murdered him unilaterally. But do carry.
Extremist until the Imperial Legion made me an extremist.
I see.
Quiet, you. I'm not justifying things in the same way as some have been lying. Shut up.
Wow, that got real extreme. And I've heard you justify your Skyrim playthroughs.
Yeah, but in those I am the Dragonborn, and I can do what I like.
Dragonborns are extinct.
It's coming now.
Point being, you just murdered this member, in fact, heir to a very prominent family. Not within view of Whiterun, but not too far away from it. What do you intend to do with the body?
We said before, we're going to take it over to the giant... Well, Catclop is going to take it over to the giant camp, savage it a bit.
Is Catclop?
But
Someone going to approach me about it?
Because Catclop...
Wait, are we
Wait.
pretending this was an accident? Or are we making a statement?
no.
It's an
We're
important
pretending he
distinction.
got savaged by a bloody saber-tooth.
He did 100% leave Whiterun, obviously, in your company.
Yeah, obviously. And if we go back and say, oh, such a tragedy, he was set upon by a saber-tooth.
Or, and work with me here, or we throw his head over the wall.
What? A, I don't think there's much of an head left. I've kind of cut it in half. And B, why?
There's a solid 2/3 of the face left. Like, the middle bit is devastated, but it was a pretty clean slice. As
They'll get the
facial
idea.
Smashes go. They'll totally get the idea.
Idea that we're murderers.
You're
Not
totally
that we're murderers. I'm not saying that they see us do it. I'm just saying it happens.
They'd see us leaving with him and then see his head thrown over the wall.
I mean, why would they make the connection?
They will.
Because they weren't born yesterday?
Yuhnbric is going to just facepalm.
They will either assume that you are dead and that you all died together, or that you killed him.
So, we only need to kill 5 more people. And then just
What do you
sort of
mean you need to
mangle...
kill
4 of which need to be cats.
Exactly. 4 of which need to be cats. I don't see a downside here.
Or, revere me old knucker, we just let Yuhnbric have a bit of a bash on him and, claw him up a bit, then take him and put him near the giant's camp and say, oh no, he was killed by a saber-tooth, which stole his boots.
I suppose it does run the risk of Catclop, getting savaged as well. Which isn't much of a risk at all.
Hungry are you?
It's only a risk if it endangers a real party member.
Mate,
It's hungry.
Just, look between Yuhnbric and the corpse.
May I?
Please.
mate,
That's a lot of person to eat.
I would just
Slightly
like to...
plod over.
Right, I don't remember telling him the plan, actually. Jomo,
Right.
is he in on the plan? Does he understand me? Or is he doing what I really suspect he might not be?
As
He's just
Catclop,
going to eat him.
Oh,
begins just chowing down on the man who was recently singing a lovely patriotic song to you.
I scratch
Oh.
up his face and the rest of his chest a little bit as well. And then
I'm
flip him
assuming
over
you
to his
eat
back
his
as well.
face, quite honestly.
Yeah, we were assuming you were going to eat him.
I'm not going to eat the whole guy. I'll give myself indigestion. Jesus
I'm not a
Christ.
monster, guys.
You'll
God.
leave the obvious
diet.
bits, the face, the fingerprints, that type of thing,
Are we going to,
I'll get a good meal out of it.
we want people to find him to be able to identify him, and B, do you not want us to strip him first?
I'm already in the process
No.
of.
Yeah, I'm sure we've done this sort of thing before.
You're just gonna
Have
start
you?
him at the ankle and slurp him up like a
Because,
tooth.
so Catclop's eating him, and as far as we know, Jomo took his boots, but that's all I've heard as comments go.
Right. As I'm going to say again, why don't we just leave him out to get savaged by a saber-tooth?
This is why cats are fucking weird.
I really agree with you, quite frankly.
I'm gonna avoid coin purse, but I'll tear his his shirt and stuff so I can get to the meat.
No. Yeah, alright, I suppose, but don't deliberately... Okay, Jomo, don't
I
see
will
it
avoid the
anymore.
face too much, but I'll make it look like it was a cat that got the axe wound, so it doesn't look like that's what killed him. So I'll mess it up a little bit, but make sure he's still recognisable.
I'm glad.
And I'll eat a portions worth of meat. As you would if you've killed something, you eat what you can, and then I'll leave the rest on the side of the road.
These are fucking things from Riddick, except it's you eat what you kill rather
Can I
than you
just-
keep what you kill.
Turn away in horror.
Yeah, I think everyone turns away in horror as the sapient individual begins tearing to shreds the form of the person who not even mere minutes, because it's less than a minute ago, was singing to him a delightful song.
What's that prisoner doing?
Complete horror.
Vomiting profusely as she takes in the horror of what you've just done.
She's tied to my back, I believe, is she not?
I don't think so, actually, no.
No? Okay.
Not at last check, in fact.
You were carrying her in your mouth and not biting down, so I presume you've just dropped her.
That was even before Link Up. I think Link Up, you'd let her go by then. Because you had people...
yeah, she's still tied up, though.
Yeah, she's absolutely still tied up.
I just want to make sure that she's facing what's going down.
Well, yeah, her eyes are so firmly screwed shut, she's trying to jam her thumbs into her ears as she listens to Catclop tear to shreds this sapient human being with the wonderful singing voice.
What did she say?
Trying to really block out that audio. This idea of this monstrous being annihilating the vocal threads that were singing to them, to you, in fact, minutes ago.
Keep forgetting the name of Khajiit language. But in our native tongue, I would like to, yo, know him. Make sure you get some bone in there and crunch it nice and loud.
Literally 30 seconds later.
Well, I mean, he started with the face.
I
yes.
can't stand. Oh my god, that's disgusting.
That is, yeah, you know what? Fucking everyone else, I'll take an endurance test or equivalent.
Go for the thighs. Lots of meat there.
Oh, no.
I'm willing to just fail and, mildly vomit everywhere.
Yeah, everyone who fails, vomit the fuck up as Catclop.
Obsessed.
I'm going, good god. Talos, fucking hell.
Sorry, guys.
As Catclop chows down, tearing this loyal devotee to Talos to shreds, consuming the raw flesh.
Right.
Somewhere in the back of your skull, Catclop, some little teeny tiny voice that speaks to you in the very dead of night, usually, just urges you on, yeah.
Right,
Good.
God.
Doing well.
Catclop, please stop. I think you've savaged him enough. I think we can leave him here. Please, Catclop, please stop eating him. We need enough left for there to be evidence and him to be found. He looks good and savaged by now.
I know the plan. I do leave enough.
I mean,
I leave him alone.
the face, the skull is pretty much stripped at this point. The armor still bears the Battleborn insignia, but his grinning skull is left bare and gaping for, I'd usually say the vultures. Unfortunately, in this context, it would be the saber-toothed cats, but there's not much left for them to eat after Catclop's done.
Like I said, I don't want to, strip him.
His icons are still there. His armor still bears his insignia.
Good.
Mostly, you wanted to get in good with the Greymanes, Carl.
Yeah, we want to make sure that they know that we killed him.
Exactly, rule Skyrimia. Skyrimia rules the
North.
I believe it was any of them as well, so long as...
We had phones that take pictures and text in this world.
So, now that that's over, I hope.
Yeah,
All right,
pretty much. You've taken his boots. You've left his corpse on a main thoroughfare to be found. Unless you
check for gold.
No, we're God. We're
Yeah,
not
can't have
stealing
it.
his
We're
fucking
not
money.
stealing
He's
from
been
the dead.
savaged by a bloody saber-tooth.
This is Skyrim, we don't steal from the dead.
The story
I'm
is...
looking at Jomo.
The story is he got dragged off in the night because he wandered off.
I just want
That's our
to
story,
raise
we're
my
sticking
hand.
to it.
2 questions. First, are you two not grave robbers?
He's
Second
a grave
question.
robber.
What's to stop someone else from stealing from him? Perhaps having come across the body, no one would know that there was a murder-robbery.
Okay, first of all, he's a grave robber. I'm a punch man.
Oh, you mean an archaeologist? I think you'll find feckin' cats.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Difference.
we have standards. Professionals and Nords have standards.
We leave him in the ground for at least a day.
Distinctions this one sees. He is learning, okay. Leave him in ground a day, make it okay.
I would just like to turn to Revere. I'd just like to turn to Revere. I'm going to be so feckin' glad when the Stormcloaks win.
Jomo just starts like kicking small amounts of dirt over the corpse.
Just clip all of their ears.
Close your eyes, Revere, and think of Skyrim.
Okay, so you're leaving the corpse by the side of the road, sounds like.
Wait, what's to stop wildlife dragging the corpse away and it never being found?
Nothing, really.
In his pocket, really
This is
heavy
a main.
rock.
We are on a main thoroughfare.
You actually don't at the moment. Ooh, sorry. You murdered him, like, more or less due south of Whiterun, more or less at the halfway point between what is now the giant encampment and Whiterun itself, so you're actually not on the main thoroughfare yet. You could drag his corpse ghoulishly towards the main thoroughfare between Whiterun and Rorikstead, but that's really, like, mostly the main road between Whiterun and Markarth, and that is not a heavily trafficked route.
Why do we get Catclop to drag the corpse to somewhere it'll be found on the thoroughfare? And it'll be less suspicious if he does it.
I mean, mostly because there's a slight suspicion that if you give Catclops alone time with the corpse, he's just going to eat it.
It doesn't. In fact, it doesn't matter about the corpse. Thinking about it, what we need to do is we need to make sure that the armor is found. That's the important bit.
I mean, now that the face is eaten, not wrong.
So we can take the armor with us and scatter that close, but not on the road, making sure no one sees us. And remember, the story is he got dragged off in the night by a saber-toothed cat. Because he wandered off. He was a young, inexperienced man who thought he'd seen war, but quite frankly hadn't. He thought he was ready for an adventure. Thought he was ready for an adventure, and he feckin' wasn't. That's the story we're sticking with, alright?
He looked south for too long.
That's the rule. This isn't your first murder. It's the problem here. Like, I'd expect you to have this down so much more pat than now. I've seen you kill so many innocent and undeserving NPCs.
In character.
Not as these characters we haven't.
Not as these characters do.
No, not as these characters, but as, like, every other character you'll have ever played.
We're role-playing, you shit.
I stand by my judgmental facial expression. So, you're going to scatter his armour near the road between Whiterun and Markarth and leave his corpse here to be consumed by the beasts, is what I'm hearing.
Sure.
I suppose so. It doesn't sound like there's any objection.
Okay.
Just as any good archaeologist and his punch cap would do.
Reasonably sensible. The only... Oh, sorry, Nicholas.
I said, I'm assuming going off the map, but whatever. There was a river nearby, and I could quickly just clean off some of the blood.
Yes, if you fancy going down to it, I guess. The concern is the last time that happened, Carl got, or rather, Jomo got kidnapped by giants. So, you know.
Yes. That was during the night, so hopefully it's during the day, and it should be fine just running down there, split off, and then run back.
Whatever. You've got 4 legs. You can rush off, wash up, and then sort of catch up via scent with the rest of the group after they leave the dismembered corpse of John Battleborn. Canonical character, I might add. just here in the tundra, and then head off towards the main route between Whiterun and Rorikstead, intending to leave his armour scattered along the way, and then perpetrate this lie when you get back that he was taken in the night by Sabretooths and murdered far outside of your jurisdiction. Do you all have anything else you want to do on the route between Whiterun and Rorikstead? Because otherwise, there's an amount of, big cats and giants and such, but it's not that heavily trafficked a path.
I'm alright just sort of going straight there. I don't know about anyone else.
Okay, going straight there.
Sure.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Entirely fair. Yeah, no, so in that case, you actually have a pretty reasonable and calm couple of days. It takes maybe, not 3 days, but 2 days just shy to travel to Rorikstead. If any of you have any fatigue points left, you can lose 2 of them.
Each day...
Can we assume at some point over these 2 days my mana regaining trick worked?
I was going to say, can I search for
sorry.
alchemy ingredients as well? Right.
Along the way. It'll probably add another day to your route, I guess, if you want to actually stop. Because it's 2 days walk, but...
Maybe when we stop to camp, you could have a search.
I mean, still, though, he's got to sleep.
It's true.
It's not that you can't do it, just 2 days is assuming maximum efficiency, so you can absolutely stop for ingredients along the way, but that's stopping to do things along the way. On the mana front, sure, give me a D10 plus 5, Creed. Cool, you may regen 7 mana points.
7 mana. It's like 2 spells.
I mean, you've got mana potions, don't you?
Yeah, they do nothing. And if they're casting spells on me, I absorb their cost.
Wait, how
Efficiency
much of the mana potions
or
do you have?
finance? Not loads and loads, but they're not also...
Well, I'm just saying, if we did it properly instead of speedily, I should have got a hell of a lot more.
I can cast 6 spells per day on him for 4 mana each.
Yeah, but also downtime.
Doesn't take a second to cast a spell, though, right?
If you want to get to applying realism to Tess, shit's going to break down real fast.
Just saying, it should be pretty easy to pump me full of mana.
I could just roll them all real quick. Was it 12 D100s? If you want.
I
On Yuin's permission.
guess. Don't you have a chance of really fucking that up if you get crit rolls?
What is the magical backfire? Be a 100 or a 27 that I really fuck up.
How do you only have one unlucky number?
Because my luck is 41, so I have 4 lucky and 1 unlucky.
Alright, well, if you want to roll 6 in the 2 days...
It's 12, because 6 per day. I'm sure including today in that.
Doesn't that drain all your magic?
For the day, yeah.
Alright, well, go ahead.
So it goes off on a faithful lander, so...
You just waste 2 ones on helping Creed regen his magic.
4. Yeah.
She did.
So that's 4 times it went off. For my 80... Wait. Supercast. So it's 5. 5 times, because I hit a lucky number.
What was your lucky number?
It was 85.
No, you didn't get an 85.
I get 12 back. Which is only slightly better, but still better.
Well, I hope you're extremely happy, Nicholas. You wasted 2 ones in order to get Creed 12 mana points.
Hell yeah.
Every little helps, I suppose.
As long as you're happy, you know?
Yeah.
So, otherwise, the traversal to Rorikstead is pretty mundane, other than, Catclop repeatedly casting assorted spells. Repeatedly casting assorted spells on Zanzarim Zahir. You see a variety of giants on your route, you see a variety of saber-tooths on your route, and you see more than a little bit of angry cat faces, or more than a few angry cat faces on your route. Mostly down to assorted fumble spells, or spells going far too well, really, considering their actual uses. With the main outcome being a surprisingly buoyant and bouncy house cat.
Meow.
It's 3 meters extra, which is fucking ridiculous.
For a house cat, absolutely. Because it's 3 meters of extra jump, which is a lot of velocity, technically.
It's luckily he's a cat, he doesn't take fall damage.
Rorikstead, when you reach it, is a relatively calm little burg. There's maybe 2-3 dozen houses here, not many at all. Everything seems pretty sleepy. I believe it has a small tavern, but other than that, it's pretty much just pure farms. People don't so much as bat an eyelid as you approach. But you get the impression that that's probably at least partially from its nature as a crossroads. There's a road heading north towards Solitude and Hjalmarch, a road heading west towards Markarth, and a road heading south towards Falkreath, and, either Falkreath itself or towards Helgen. Who really knows at this point? What do?
We should probably go to the tavern and inquire about this big bear they want us to kill.
Works for me.
Alright, let me have a look. Where are my play notes? That's not anything at all, actually. Cool. Just one moment. Talk amongst yourselves. Excellent content.
Yeah.
Anyone watch The Boys season 2?
No, keep meaning to look.
Watch it.
I got 8 different answers. I should have anticipated that, to be fair.
I know Mao is a big fan of it, and I keep meaning to... Well, he's a big fan of the comic, and I keep meaning to read the comic. So I should watch the thing, but I got a bit burnt out on Preacher, personally.
I tried watching Preacher and I just could not get through it.
The first season is really good, but actually has a fair amount of closure, so you get through it and then go, why would I watch the second season? Like, you ended this pretty well. There are some loose plot threads, but nothing I really care about, particularly.
In which case, it's kind of a bit like... yeah, I don't know what... I think I watched the first 3 episodes and bounced off it after that. I love Carl Urban, though. Carl Urban. And the guy playing in Preacher looks like Is he Carl Urban, or is he Discount Carl Urban?
I genuinely don't remember, but he 100% does look like
He's
Carl
Discount
Urban.
Carl Urban.
It is Discount Carl Urban, okay, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Do you all remember Carl Urban in Pathfinder? That was a film. The fuck was going on?
Pathfinder?
You remember Pathfinder? It was Carl Urban is the one Viking in North America.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah. Anywho, point being, so the Frost Fruit Inn, advertised by a colourful drawing of a local fruit, which no one but the native Nords, meaning, Revere and Arnulf, not even Yuhnbric actually, because it's a surface fruit, would understand, is home to the innkeep Moralki. Probably butchering that name, not gonna lie. A rather gruff, going on elderly, but not quite there yet, Nord, who gives you a cheery wave as you begin to file in. Right there, my collective loves. What can I do for you?
Well, we're here to see a man about a bear.
He nods. Aye, crapper's out back.
No, we really mean a bear.
Oh, like a literal bear.
Like a literal
We,
bear.
sir, are on a quest from the companions. We've heard that there's a bear terrorizing the local area, and we've come to deal with it.
You see a man duck out from behind the bar, other than Moralki. A rather young man, in fact. Moralki makes a finger at him. Stay! Don't you fucking dare! Right, back to the kitchen. No, we have had problems with a bear, actually. I don't recall sending word to the companions, but I suppose someone must have. Comes at night. Mostly fucks up our cows. I'm quite happy to help you, but I don't know what information I can give, really. Basically, he's a bit of a dick.
We know where it strikes the most, or other than cows?
Quite a small village, seems to be very cow-specific, but the curious thing is he doesn't eat them, by and large. He tends to just... I mean, I hate to use the word, but for lack of a better term, he wrecks them. You ever seen a cow spread over a square 2 to 3 hides? It's a strong amount of flesh.
Have bear traps been invented in Skyrim at this point?
What, like mechanical bear traps?
Mechanical bear traps.
Probably not.
How much would I know about bears? Do cave bears exist? Like purely cave bears that would have terrorized me and my brethren underground?
Not in the, like, Dwarf Fortress context, no.
Okay. Cool. Okay, I was gonna be like, I could maybe think up something on how bears work and use that.
You are as familiar with the concept of bears as your VTM character is with the concept of elephants. You broadly understand the basics, but that broad understanding is extremely broad.
It has led to a 135 meter tall elephant stable.
So where's the 5 coming from? Scree.
I'm sorry I'm losing my shit, but all I can see now is the Dwemer pulling the fuck the world lever.
Oh, damn it. No boat murdered. Not in my good Christian Skyrim.
Eat total architecture, you bastard.
Callum, I don't know if it's deliberate, but your webcam has not been pointing at you for quite some time.
Well, I keep sort of pointing it away and back to me again because Meg's walking past.
Oh, I see.
You can show your wife to people. She's not to
Never.
be hidden away.
No one can see Meg.
Or maybe
it really is dubbed.
Maybe Callum's wife. Maybe Callum's wife is the one who's demanded I don't go on camera, right? So she's like Beyonce or whatever in this regard, but she's like, you can't look at me. It does horrible things to me. That's my headcanon now.
Meg,
That's literally a thing.
You're
Meg
exactly
alone.
on to the points.
Meg is absolutely lovely. Eddie.
And invisible.
Meg's not invisible. I've seen Meg several times. She's
I have yet to see proof of that.
Picture on my phone.
No, it's because she's walking back and forth with the washing. So she doesn't want to be seen with our washing.
Lest anyone see your boxes.
Does anyone see your very Victorian ideal of shame?
Exactly.
Eddie.
My pantaloons. My precious pantaloons.
Something Maraca.
Something build boat murdered in Skyrim, are
We're
we?
not doing goddamn boat murdered. No one here even plays Dwarf Fortress apart from me. Goddamn casuals.
I know boat
I've
murdered.
got once.
I read it
I
for
think
many days.
I reiterate my grognardy gatekeeping our statement. Casuals.
What do you
Point
think
be-
of the new visual update?
I think it's really cool, and I'm super looking forward to people like a broader audience being able to get into it. I'm
It's gonna be
also
great again.
ludicrously chuffed that fucking Green. What is it? Not Green Day. Maybe it is Green Day. I forget. Point is, it's my tile set. It's the tile set I've been playing with for years, and for whatever reason, they're the tile set that's finally getting official visual permission. Take that, fair on, you nerds.
Yeah.
Or what are they called? Faron? Phalus? I forget. Point being, you want to do the Dwarf Fortress thing, young Nicholas? We can sodding do this, but it'll take a while. So, you're in the tavern. Your man there, Moralki, introduces himself, you know? Yo, 'tis I, Moralki, innkeep of the Frostfruit Inn. And this bear basically has no particular preference. It's just fucking up all of their farms. I'm quite glad to running in this climate, to be honest with you. Yeah, it almost seems to be killing more for sport than it is for food.
Sure, it's a bear then.
I mean, people have seen it on at least a few occasions. Certainly fucking looks like a bear. Big un, I'll grant you that, but still a bear. If you give it enough time, the farmers will be in for their evening drink. You can ask them then, I suppose.
Maybe they shouldn't be coming in for their evening drink if there's a bear out there. Rather, they should defend their lands, right?
Moralke's eyebrows shoot up. I'm sorry, do you want to fight the cow-killing bear? Because they fucking don't.
Well, that's what we're here for.
One of them and one of the bear. If they had 8 of them and one of the bear, then the odds are slightly better in their favour.
I mean, yeah, as an overall, but ain't no one wants to be a collateral damage. You all are welcome to fight the bear. The rest of us have lives to lead, you know? I've got a child. You hear a big grumbling from the kitchen.
Well, I mean, we're here to fight the bear.
So fast, if I might inquire?
Sorry, what was that, Benji?
Why exactly did you send him away so fast, if I might inquire?
The innkeep rolls his eyes. I'm afraid Eric's got it in his head that he'd make a good adventurer. I keep telling him. Second he comes out that door, he doesn't know what he's going to expect. He's going to rush out onto the tundra, find himself a saber-toothed cat, give it a single on guard, and then get his face ripped off.
It does sound like right now he could expect a bear.
Exactly, right? You never know who's going to murder you under these climbs. It's all a very harsh environment.
It's funny you say that. In fact, we had a young... Tell your son that's definitely going to happen, because we had a young man travel with us from Whiterun. He thought he was going to be a mighty bard, ran straight up the road, wandered off at night, and ran slap bang into a saber-tooth.
The innkeep nods wearily. Aye, it's all too common a story, you know. All these kids, they get the adventure in their heads. They assume it's all going to be romance and highfalutin adventures, but really all it is a quick trip to the grave. No, and an honest living as a tavern keep, that's the way to go.
I'm assuming I'm outside of this conversation.
I think actually we didn't say you were outside, so I guess technically you're inside and he's just rolling with it. No one else is freaking out, so he's kind of going with it. He's not got too much business, seems to be.
I mean, it's not that late in the day, so presumably...
No, but also the frequent bear attacks, you know?
Also that, yeah.
And Markarth is going through, like, its ongoing crippling insurrection problems. Whiterun is doing its best to piss off Hjalmarch and Hafinger, and Falkreath is in the pocket of the Imperials, and ain't no one wants to be seen to be affiliated with the Empire until they know they're going to win. Yeah, at Jomo's polite inquest about where he might purchase an alchemy set, your man Moralke gives you a throaty laugh. I'm sorry, mate, you're looking at the only merchant in all of Rorikstead. We're a venerable settlement, but ain't no one's selling shit here but myself. And I ain't selling no alchemy set. I'll sell you beer, but, you know, not enough to brew it yourself. No point breeding the competition.
Cheers for the information. Do you do room and board, or just board?
His eyes gleam. Aye, I do room and board. What can I get yous? As the Khajiit strides forwards, clinking his fingers rhythmically in a manner indicating, I would like a beer.
Well, after we kill this bear, we are going to need, a place to stay, probably for the night, to rest up and recuperate before we start heading back to Whiterun. I mean, if you guys want to keep the bear, it'll be, ours. We just need a few trophies to show that we did kill it, and obviously a sworn statement from yourself. But yeah, it'll probably be at least a night or so.
Yeah, no, Moralke gives you furious nodding. Yeah, I can do y'alls for a fucking night. What do you fancy for dinner, my love?
Anything not meat.
I think I'll stick to bread and cheese tonight, if that's alright with you, if you could provide such. I mean, we've got coin.
He blinks, holds a hand up. Alright, so you're telling me you would like a place to stay for the night in my dangerous inn, and you don't want expensive meat? You know what? Fuck it, mate. I'm getting you the world's spiciest porridge. Let's do this.
So long as it's not red or glutinous in any way, that'd be grand.
Well, glutinous, what is that but a word that I don't know the meaning of? It's probably not. Alright, 3 coins net for the per person for room, board, and a meal.
Fine, I'll hand that over.
Who are you paying for?
Myself. Everyone else has got money.
I'll have mine over as well.
I have fuck all money.
Well, that's your problem.
I give my last coin to
You've got
Jomo.
That's what he's there for, isn't it? To pay people.
I actually pay
My
for
name is
our
Jomo. I pay people. Sometimes I buy cheese.
Sometimes not.
I'm something of a connoisseur, I'll have you know.
Right.
Oh dear. Okay, so as far as I'm tracking it, that sounds like Yuhnbric and Revere, not Yuhnbric, sorry. Arnulf and Revere are accounted for. Everyone else, what do? On the room and board front.
Carl, have we got any money?
I can pay for Yuhnbric.
Carl, you're muted, I suspect.
He'll cover cat party in the Discord.
I turn to Arnulf. Thank you, my good man.
Okay.
It wasn't me who said it. It was
That's Revere, but thank you.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Revere.
Sorry, my bad.
Well, you know, these beast races.
Oh,
It's gonna get real racist with it, are we, Ollie? Tut tut.
Well, I didn't want to say anything. I'm just dog whistling over here, okay?
That got real quick there. I was not prepared. Alright, so Yuhnbric, the racist Ulka, takes...
So far, I have had to endure so much abuse for being an elf. Not that that excuses my racism. Or speciesism? Racism. I'm not even entirely sure.
Do tell me about how elves have a hard time of it.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. My whole race disappeared. That's a hard time, I'll have you know.
I like how in a party with Revere, he's the racist.
We have, and I hate to say this, but we have room for more than one racist.
Elder Scrolls. Everybody's racist.
Hurrah!
I will turn to Jomo and say, I do require more rations.
Yeah, because otherwise you're getting a bowl of porridge, mate.
For travelling after this, I mean.
Alright, fine then. Yeah, you're getting a bowl of porridge for the evening. So, Jomo is covering for the Team Khajiit, and then for Team Nord / Misk, either people are paying for themselves or Revere is paying out of the goodness of his heart.
I'm fucking Misk.
Yeah, you are kind of Misk, mate. Something which Yuhnbric has repaid by only acknowledging.
I thank Revere profusely.
And then thanking Revere, you know. But it's easy to forget these Khajiit.
I know exactly what your next line was going to be.
Didn't say shit, mate.
I'm the one with blood on my paws.
You did murder that poor boy.
He's already dead, to be fair.
Only because you murdered him.
I was about to say, technically Revere only assaulted him.
I'm sorry.
I 99% murdered that boy.
Like, leaving someone bleeding in the dirt for someone else to mercy kill does not constitute not murder.
Yeah. As I said before, you were the VAT on that murder.
There are so many ways to process that statement, and I'm capable of none of them. Like, he was going to die slowly and painfully. For once in your murderous life, Benji, you're applying the axe to the face of that NPC was actually somewhat nice. He didn't deserve to die, but he also didn't deserve to die like that, you know? So, you pay for a lovely evening's meal, and God, where is our name? Why do I still have the Wraith book up? That's not today's session. and are treated to a delightfully spicy cinnamon-tasting porridge by Moralki, who comes out with these hefty, sort of mixing bowl-sized dishes filled to the brim, seeming actually pretty fucking happy that anyone's coming into his inn and not asking for just the meatiest thing they have on the menu. Whiterun Hold is mostly famed for being tundra and for Whiterun centrality, and as a result, people come here, they expect venison, the more exotic tourists expect, like, saber-toothed meat, that type of thing, and the really weird people want to eat giant because they're fucking odd. So people just coming in saying, no meat, just give me something nice and decent and well-cooked. You'll get an actually pretty decent quality porridge.
Quick question.
Shoot.
So humans are long pork. Does that make giants, like, really long pork?
I'll kill you.
Okay,
I'll kill you dead. So, what do you all want to do for the evening? You've rented room and board, so you can just retire to your rooms and sort of search the area fresh in the morning, but as the evening starts to go on, farmers from the surrounding area do begin to file in.
Being the farmers for tonight, I think.
I'll hang out near the farmers and eavesdrop.
As I said, we have to do this ASAP, don't we? Because if we don't do it fast enough, then the companions will send someone else to do it.
Yeah, but
Yes.
they're not going to...
Will send someone else to do it.
Yeah, but that's if we take, like, a month to do it.
All the same, we could send someone out to go and watch the road and perhaps get eaten by a bear.
Alright, who are you sending out to watch the road?
I mean, pick a cat.
Way too easy.
Yeah, dangerous words with a
Because we
racist
were all
charge.
thinking the exact same thing there. I want you to know that. It sounds like no cat volunteers then, so I believe that means the rest of you just basically either sat in your room or sat in the public area of the tavern, calmly drinking to yourself, eavesdropping a little bit on the farmers. They seem a little bit skittish when they first file in and see you there, looking all strange and weird, like very obviously not Nords by and large. But, the innkeep gives them a friendly smile and doesn't seem to react suspiciously. If anything, seems quite happy, and occasionally, passes a little murmured word to some of the farmers as they come in, which you miss most of it, but every now and then you hear something that sounds like a positive, like, don't fuss too much comment. And so the farmers settle in at various tables around yours and begin drinking and talking about their days and, bitching about this local pest and that minor cold snap that's just, really fucking with their crops. As the night goes on and the beers keep pouring, with, so far, unless any of you object, the lot of y'all's fairly sober, pretty much just casually drinking away at mugs of assorted water. Bit still, but freshly drawn that morning at least. You begin to hear more and more from the farmers around you complaining about the bears. Coming down from the mountains, massacring their flocks, tearing them limb from limb. What do?
I think I will start asking about specifics, like who's had the most bear attacks? Which direction do the bears seem to come from?
Alright, let's look at your character sheet. What's that going to be? We don't have an inquiry skill, do we? I will take personality persuade at a +0, please.
Oh, I do not have persuade. Who has persuade?
I make a good first impression.
Do you have persuade?
I do not. But I make a good first impression.
I do. Smile.
There was two people at once.
Like, I can actually speak their language, so I mean,
I'm attractive, so I can look nice in the background.
You say these things. I do not believe these things.
So, Carl, you say you have persuade.
fortunately.
It's persuade plus personality at a +0.
Can I assist by looking like...
People are so unsettled by you, young Nicholas. They're just about willing to accept you because the tavern keeps telling everyone, chill, they're just exotic adventurers, you know? But you are a colossal threatening cat, which looks, and I don't mean to be mean, but which looks exactly like the local apex predator.
I'm well groomed, though. I'm washed.
Yeah, you look like a particularly swanky apex predator, but, you know, you give a tiger a Mohican, it's still threatening as fuck, you know?
Fair point.
Degree of failure.
Cool. So people kind of clam up a little bit when you and Arnulf start to talk to them, shifting away from your table and beginning to ask the locals about the bear attacks. It's not so much that they don't want to give you the information as they're vague about specifics. Yeah, you know, old Jeff's farm was attacked first, but when you speak to Jeff, he's there going, yeah, no, I remember it being my friend Arnulf. You know, common name across Skyrim. And in terms of location, there actually doesn't seem to be much rhyme or rhythm to it. Everyone suffered more or less equally, in fact. It's been pretty bad. What do?
Strange.
Do we want to do any more preparation, or do we want to try and stake it out tonight?
No, we'll attack in the morning. Remember, bears are nocturnal.
We just track it. So if there's someone else on watch, we can know where to look for tracks in the morning.
I guess.
But we can just look around in the morning for tracks.
We could stake out the farms.
It is
We could attack it at night.
at that moment that you hear an ear-piercing scream in the distance. All of the farmers go white as a sheet, and someone, a Nordling nearby, bolts upright, rushes to the door. Someone grabs him by the sleeve and... Jeff, it's not worth it. Just sit down. There's nothing you can do.
I'm sorry, was that supposed to be a bear?
It didn't not sound like a bear, but that was deeper, throatier, and significantly more fearsome than any bear you've ever
That
heard.
don't sound like no feckin' bear. That sounds like a feckin' draugr.
What do? Jeff, the farmer, looks distraught, still half pulling at the person tugging on his sleeve, kind of vaguely wanting to go towards the door, but it's half-hearted. He knows his efforts are futile.
Are there any windows in that direction?
Sure, but they're shuttered. It's after dark at this point. You're like late evening, maybe 8 o'clock.
Should we creep outside? And
At least
take a look.
I'd like to ask the person who is currently pulling him back. Right, mate, why are you currently pulling him back? Stopping him from going out there.
His eyes go wide. He's my friend and I don't want him to die.
Yeah, but why is he trying so hard to get out there?
Because it's his livestock. Livestock? It's his fucking livestock, mate. Like, I don't know how much of an educated farmer you are, but that's money that's dying out there. He doesn't want to lose it, but what are you supposed to do?
Maybe
Life
set up
or
a defensive
livelihood?
perimeter, like with torches or something?
He scoffs. Yeah, big city adventurers. Go on out there yourself and fight the bear. See how long you last.
I mean, we're going to.
His eyes somehow widen even more. Mate, I was joking. You're a bit rude, but I don't want to see you dead.
I start walking towards the door.
Or your pet.
No,
It's
no,
not
Catclop,
worth it.
we're not
They're-
going out there now.
Wait, no, he's not going to be the hero. I want to
Roll my eyes, turn around.
Mate, Mr. Khajiit, sir, don't... Listen, you've got so much to live for, I assume. Please.
Stick to the plan.
Guess you don't have a plan so far, I don't think.
The plan was to take it in daytime.
I sort of fast walk towards the door.
Are we sure it's a bear anymore after that?
There's only one way to find out.
And with that, Revered disappears outside. Sorry, what was that, Creed?
I jump on the woodcat's shoulder. I'm coming with him.
I'm
Hey,
going
no,
as well.
Captain
If he's
Braver
going,
than
I'm
me.
going.
With Revere and Zanzarim, followed closely after by Catclop, leaving only Arnulf, Jomo, and Yuhnbric inside.
No, Jomo's going as well.
Yeah, Jomo starts after them, in fact. Arnulf,
My
what
Talos,
do-
they just ran out. Oh, for feck's sake. If you could look after the effects, if you've got a torch anyone can let me have, I'll be right back. I've got a
There's-
bear to kill.
Definitely one on the wall for you to grab. The farmer just... you're so far out of grabbing range, he doesn't even make a move for you, and you're
Also,
very clearly
I'd
heavily
like
armed.
I'd like to turn to the farmer and say, right, which way's your farm?
The farmer's still vaguely tugging at the sleeve of his friend, trying to get out. Like, it's over there. You want to follow the street down, and then it's the last one on the left, like right at the outskirts. I thought they'd pass me over. I thought I was gonna be. His friend pats him on the shoulder. Mate, it's not your fault. It's just the animals. You know, it's gonna happen. He turns to yourself there, Arnold. I don't want to say. I don't want to be too negative about your friends, monsieur, but you don't owe them your life. Don't die over this.
Who will die one day? Off to Svongard with us. Right, off we go.
Still sat down at the table, not Arnold, what am I doing? Yuhnbric, how are we doing? You currently have everyone else's spiced porridge remainder and your beer. I guess everyone else's beer, technically.
I glance towards all the beer. I glance towards the door. I look towards all the porridge. I look towards all the door.
The farmer,
Taking the beer with me.
having watched the rest of you go to your deaths, just pipes up, Mr. Elf, sir. I don't know what's driven you here, but it's worth seeing the sunrise. Don't go out that door. You've not seen what it's done to the cows, I assume, or your friends wouldn't have left. Just sit down, eat your porridge.
I stand up. With my many pockets, I put all the beers I can in my various pockets. Pick up a giant bowl. Just go, an elf's gotta do what an elf's gotta do. Just walk towards the door and kick it open.
Oh, you didn't even go with, I'll take this to go.
Mralki from behind the counter pipes up, Here, what the fuck are you doing? You're gonna wreck my table. Oh, he's gone. Ugh.
You hear a brief shout. I might bring it back.
Might bring it back.
I don't know, fucking elves. And with that, you're out into the cold night air of winter Skyrim. So first out the door, by my count there, was Revere. Zanzarim leapt atop his shoulder, presumably leading to at least moderate raising of the hackles from your resident Nordic Khajiit. Following behind him, we have Catclop, and then following behind that, we have Jomo, and at a little bit more of a distance, Arnulf, and finally behind that, Beer lodged in assorted pockets, a single large bowl of spicy porridge clutched in his hands. Comes Yuhnbric, eating as he goes.
Fucking, you just got a fucking mate and fucking friend pay for the room.
I say to Zanzarim, you get one.
Yeah. If I see Catclop coming behind, I'll just jump onto its back.
Can I see the group in front of me?
Sorry? Yes, you can absolutely see them.
Okay, cool. Okay. Because I say, if it was completely dark outside, I couldn't see shit. I'm going back
It
inside.
would be completely dark. What? Do you not have night sight, actually, as a
Yeah,
dilemma?
I do have night sight. I think I have that as a racial trait.
Right, as a cave dweller, surely
We only
you're
have-
pretty screwed.
Yeah.
I don't know that you have night sight, but I'm pretty sure you probably should have night sight.
I'm checking my traits. I think I do, actually.
I'd be surprised if you don't.
So we only have one party member without night sight.
It actually doesn't matter because the one party member without night sight is carrying a big fuck off torch, specifically
Blinding the rest of us.
ruining the night sight for the rest of you. 100%, yes, totally correct. As Arnulf strides out carrying a torch, confident.
I'm not bringing it for the night sight benefits. I'm bringing it because it's a bear. It's going to be afraid of fire.
Yeah,
I mean, and also for the night sight for yourself.
confident in his Ralph Wiggum-esque "I'm helping."
All the Khajiit and the Dwemer turn around and go, ah!
Scream. So, you advance towards the sounds of the screams which have transformed slowly over the last couple of minutes, from the cries of a bear in the throes of attack-based bloodlust, into the screams of the cows as they are torn limb from bloody bovine limb.
On
Turn
the
to
way, can I signal Jomo to dress me?
Yep. Jomo's eyesight may be destroyed by the nearby fire, but he can see that. Let's just see what Carl says real quick, and then we'll get to you, Ollie.
No worries.
I would just like to turn my nose up and do that cat thing where you kind of like literally give them the cold shoulder.
If Jomo's going out, he's going out with one last act of petty spite at the upper classes he's served his entire life. You goddamn snobby bastard. What were you going to say, Ollie?
Yuhnbric, well, how close am I to Revere?
Quite a ways. He's at front, you're in back. Like
Okay, who was
10
the last
meters,
one out?
15
Sorry.
meters. You were the last one out.
And sorry, who was the second to last out? Sorry.
Yeah, Arnulf.
Okay, Arnold. I assume he's somewhat close, and I say, have you ever heard a bear scream before? Sorry, have you ever heard a cow scream before?
Nope.
It's rather unsettling, isn't it?
It's not nice, I'll give you that.
He doesn't sound very amused.
I'll kill you, you elf bastard. Now keep running.
Let's just speedily take care of that one. Wait, where's my wankers? I don't see. Ah, there it is. Let's scroll down. Stay in the wankers corner, Ollie.
He's grown wise to your tricks.
Scream.
I think
Griffin
it's the first time I've
noises.
made, more than one person scream at once. I'm quite proud of myself for that.
I'll kill you.
Yuhnbric, I've heard worse things than cows scream before, though, quite frankly.
I can't say I have.
Well, I'll take you on one day. One time I was in the Imperial City, right? And a mage, somehow, he managed to make it so that I could hear the screams of the most terrible creature in the world. Although it's now thankfully dead. A feckin' cliff racer.
Cliff racers are extinct. They've gone the way of the Dragonborn. Don't be silly.
I know. But I had a mage show me what one of them sounded like, and it was fucking horrifying.
Be silly. Ain't no Dragonborns. Ain't no cliff racers. This is a good Christian Skyrim.
Next week there are no Elder Scrolls.
Of course there's Elder Scrolls, John Nicholas. It's the subtitle of the series. You're always ridiculous. Why are you going to be like this? So,
Right.
you advance towards the farm. The cold, winter Skyrim dark extending in all directions around you, penetrated in fact, by the burning brand held aloft by Arnulf, ruining the night vision of everyone nearby. But the Nord gives zero fucks for that because he intends to burn a bear and by that earn his way into the companions.
Stand at the back.
He stands
The back.
directly in the middle, giving little shits as to your petty personal preferences. The cow screams abruptly stop as you near the farm. It's just a little ways off the beaten track, slightly over a very mild hill. Your light is almost certainly showing over said hill, but the screams have stopped. Your party comes to a mild halt. Not necessarily out of cowardice, but just meeting up. Who wants to go over the little slump first?
I'll go first with my brand and my axe.
I try giving cute cat eyes to Jomo.
I think in the darkness that probably just sounds real creepy.
Gonna shuffle and
Psychological warfare against the bear.
Sorry, what was that, Carl?
I'm just going to shuffle a bit away and shift at a right angle.
Yeah, you're stuck on the Nords jeep for the moment, I'm afraid. And Arnulf crests the hill, striding forwards, totally unafraid. Arnulf, the scene that confronts you is one of utter devastation. The nighttime paddock of the cows, the local shaggy bovines, has been not destroyed. In fact, the actual fencing's in pretty good nick. The cows within it, however, have been rended limb from limb, their guts strewn across the place, the entire thing an almost disturbingly neat red square, strewn with viscera. You'd need to be something more of an agriculturalist to actually count the number of bovines you're looking at. And in the very middle of them, consuming nothing, matted with gore, is a colossal red bear. It rears up, 3, 4, maybe 5 meters in height, ludicrously tall considering. And its almost surprisingly intelligent eyes seem to lock. A cow's forelimb drips from its toothy maw. And unfortunately for the relative consistency of the substance, drips is the correct term. What do?
You feckin' arboreal bastard! Eat Thum!
Alright, you're facing the fucker.
Thums!
I'll take a fear test. Let's take a speedy check and see what that would actually be. Because I remember they exist now.
Just to clarify, this is only for Arnulf, who's gone over the hill crest.
Arnulf strode over the hill. The rest of you were waiting for maybe a tense couple of seconds. Probably a lot of you getting ready to join him. You heard the phrase "eat Thum," or at least part of it, and then roll, and we'll see what happens next. So that is going to be a willpower test at -10, please, Benji.
Would any skills come under this, or?
No, it is a fear test, so it is a straight willpower.
That is a pass.
Yeah, you hear the full eat Thum as Arnulf steels himself against the 5-meter bear and prepares to scream at it until it goes away.
Well, I'm trying to knock it down so we can do things to it. If I do things to it, I mean murder it.
I thank you for the clarification. It was worryingly necessary.
Yes.
Cool, let's speedily, before we get on with the Thum, check in with the rest of the party. What are you all doing? You hear Arnulf's confirmation that your quarry is just atop the other side of the bluff.
I choke a little bit on my spicy porridge when I hear that phrase shouted.
I'ma kill you. Everyone else, as Yuhnbric shovels spicy porridge into his mouth.
I'm assuming the intention of jumping on me is that we charge in? ?
You're welcome to take it however you want, but mine was a fear move.
Yours was a fear move, was it?
I remember the last time that Arnulf tried to shout anything down. So
3 people down effortlessly.
That's
Oh yeah, that's true. Sorry, the time before that.
Oh yeah, no, the time before that it didn't go well. But the previous time it won us the combat instantly.
That's very true, actually. I'd take a knife out. I'd creep over the hill.
If it gives you any context, remember that, per my usual, 3 meters is a standard game story, meaning that a 5-meter bear is almost 2 stories tall.
I'm going to take a flanking route around the hill.
Sure. With what seems like, from the Roll20 chat, a Jomo on your back and a Zanzarim caught by the scruff of his neck held by Jomo.
And, let's have a little flank and see what the fuck's over there.
Revere draws his knife. Was it a knife or a dagger, Callum?
Throwing knife.
Throwing knife. With a well-oiled, I was going to say rasp, but it's well-oiled, so I suppose with an almost worrying amount of silence. And creeps up and around the hill, the opposite direction to the way that Catclop was going. Alright. Arnulf. You are confronted with the 5-meter bear monster. Bits of cow dripping all over its matted front fur. Gore slicked. What do?
I've already announced it loudly.
Oh, yeah, no, that is very true. You were intending to shout. Cool. Declare, shout, word level, I guess, and cast.
Well, I only know the one word.
I know, but still, in the name of consistency.
Right. In that case, word level, the word.
Fuss, I believe.
Yes.
I think I'll find it's pronounced fus. I don't know how much of Skyrim is.
That is a pass of 2 degrees.
I hope you know it's faux gras.
I have a bit of a cold at the moment, so I'm not going to do the Liverpudlian accent for Draconic. No, sorry, Welsh was Draconic. Liverpudlian was fucking Dwemer. But I'm not going to do it because I have quite a bad cold at the moment.
Oh my god!
How
just
to win
liver.
mighty... sorry, so that's a pass of how many degrees?
Of 2 degrees.
Jesus Christ, where's my book of circles? Do you have a page number for the resist on this?
I have the entire rules written down on my character sheet. I'm posting them in Discord now.
Also good. Stunning all targets within a 15-degree cone up to 25 meters in front of them for 1 round. Counts as ranged area of effect attack for the purposes of evasion. Cool, so he gets a dodge roll, basically, is what I'm hearing here.
Yeah.
That's not how you spell /.
Dodge sound.
That's also not how you spell /. Damn you, Swedish keyboard.
You do.
I mean,
At
I
least
can
in terms of the
understand.
theme. It's not really sound, it's more like just force.
It also makes a pretty big sound, to be fair.
It does, but
The sound isn't integral. It's like a light bulb. The sound is a consequence of the thing, in the same way that light from a light bulb is the consequence of the electricity.
Oh
being
yeah,
passed
no, I'm
through it.
more on the purpose of the area of effect.
Let me check something real quick. Because
you're checking the bear's agility, aren't you?
I could understand if you were close enough, because that 15-degree cone is going to be a pretty small area to get out of.
Yeah, but as it widens out...
I mean, surely we get weaker as it widens out.
You'd think so, but, magic.
Yeah, true.
I am extremely sorry, Benji. That is actually a pass.
Fucking hell.
As the surprisingly deft bear seems to almost sapiently sidestep, ducking out of the way of your Thum, rearing up. I mean, it can't be higher, but with its 5-meter rear height, it certainly seems higher. And then with a mighty thud, or 2 thuds rather, it collapses to the ground, paws holding its huge bulk, snarling heavily at you. Everyone else involved, which I think mostly is Catclop and Revere. What do?
I throw my knife at it.
And Catclop?
I'm not going to charge in with the others on my back.
Do it.
I'll hold to charge
Deliver the
in
wizard!
until they get off.
Deliver the wizards into glorious melee combat.
We could be rid of all three of them.
I'm too mature for that statement. Cool. I will take. God, what is that? Agility, I guess. Yeah, your combat style over agility, please, Callum.
Sure. That is 1 degree of failure.
Reroll it with luck. We're coming to the end of the session.
I suppose you could re-roll it with luck. That is 5 degrees of success. It might actually be a lucky number as well. No, it's not a lucky number. That is 5 degrees of success.
Shame, we've not actually had a lucky number yet, which is quite bad as we're like 5 sessions in at this point.
I've had one.
Have you?
Yes, in my my giving mana to Sun's Rim.
Oh, so you did, yeah. But that barely counts. I don't think we did. You didn't anything special for it. Cool. Yeah, no, Revere. You edge around the side and utterly unseen by the colossal bear as it snarls at Arnulf. Toss your knife, which embeds itself deep in the flank of the bear. For a moment, seeming like it's going to just, like, slide off of its outermost layer of fat, but then slicing through some crucial fault line. The bear rears up, screaming an all too sapient cry. And then, just to end the session, its gaze snaps round, right at you.
Shit.
Fine, I'm going to try and shout it down again.
I think that is probably a... Didn't you take a fatigue point when you use a shout?
You lose a stamina point.
Yeah, there we go. Same thing.
Not quite.
Well, yes, but I haven't read the rules.
Who has, really?
Me.
I mean, everyone apart from the GM seems to be. Cool, and I think that's probably a pretty good place for us to end it. Reminders for next session. I can think of one to begin with. Large bear is attacking, large bear is looking at Revere. Any other reminders for that session?
I'm eating spicy porridge.
Extremely valid. Yuhnbric is eating spicy porridge straight.
And I also have beers in my many pockets.
Bowl. Yuhnbric stole everyone else's beer and put them in his many pockets.
I think we have very good balance.
Clinking along all day long in Skyrim.
Any other reminders for next session?
Probably that half-chewed corpse we left.
Also pretty valid.
I wish to shout again.
Hold on a sec, I'm just making the note about John Battleborn's faceless corpse.
In my mind's eye, when you fail to shout, it just comes out as like a high-pitched scream whistle. You're like, ah!
It's like when your voice cracks.
Yeah, when your voice cracks. Exactly.
It's actually, I don't think, super inaccurate. Like, it can take many forms, but that's not necessarily wrong. Any other reminders for next session?
The innkeeper's son wants to go adventuring.
That he do.
Let's kidnap another boy to take him to adventure. I'm sure someone wants him dead.
Does he own any magic boots? In fact, who has the magic boots, and are they wearing them?
Jomo. And at last check, no, he isn't. He just looted them.
I did mean to put them on, but I never did. Which is a good reminder. I want to put the boots on.
It does Alright, I will note it down, but it does significantly weaken your "we found the boy dead by the side of the road" story.
We found him dead, but his shoes were weirdly... He took them off at our camp, and we thought it'd be rude to leave them behind.
Oh no, he wandered off in the night. He forgot to put his boots on, he just wandered off.
They're simple...
I mean, like, we were attacked in the middle of the night, right, and he was stupid enough to take his boots off when he went to sleep.
All
I
right.
wonder what would happen
you
if you
can-
put them on your hands and punch with them.
I mean, the easy way to get around this.
Scree, I say to you, Callum. Point being, you can explain
Rocket
all.
fists!
You can explain all of your bad ideas to his grieving parents back in Whiterun. I'm making the note now, Carl.
Okay, no, this was more for something else, but I'll leave it to all questions rather than reminders.
Put me in my wizard outfit.
That's also very valid. Zanzarim wants to be put in his wizard.
He also needs to get you some Jimmy Jams as well.
Oh god. Any other reminders for next session?
Do you sell tiny cat pajamas?
And will you make them if not? Cool. Sounds like a no then. In that case, feedback. Anything you liked, anything you disliked, anything you'd like to see more of or less of next time. I do apologise about the slight delay. It was my first Tuesday beers in a while, so that got in the way.
Excuses. I dislike that. I want to see less of that next time.
There will be less of that. I will be on time next time. But quarantine's been a thing, and it was necessary to see people. Plus, there was a whole thing with some gin. It was a situation. Cool.
It's more of a party-wide thing rather than a GM thing. But well, usually you're pretty good with keeping us paced. But this time we spent practically an hour to an hour and a half just trying to sort out a single murder.
That's very true, actually. It did go on for a while. The politics was getting on a bit.
And then we did end up killing him pretty much instantaneously.
Yes.
He was not intended to be a challenging fight. More of an ethical consideration. But yes, an entirely reasonable note. I appreciate not saying that was a GM thing. I do think that was at least, personally at least, I think that was at least partially on me. I should have been a bit more on board with keeping you all on track there. But also, I was having fun and wanting to draw out his death, basically. But I definitely could have cut it a bit shorter.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I fully appreciate, because, again, like you say, it was more of an emotional impact, emotional, whatever. It was more about the effect of it rather than the actual, mechanics of the murder, right? But it was afterwards, we could have just been like, okay, right, here's the plan, let's do this. Just fucking pussyfooted around.
I mean, entirely reasonable, and this is why we have the feedback session, so that people can share thoughts and such on this front anyway. Cool. Any other feedback? Okay, in that case, not reminders, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm following things. Questions, anything anyone was narratively unsure of in that session?
Prisoner go towards the end, because we went into that tavern, and no one batted an eye.
You know what, that's a very good point. I'm going to be totally honest with you here, Carl. I completely forgot that you had that prisoner in tow. Which means the good citizens of Rorikstead just totally accepted they were probably a bandit.
I think we all forgot about it because did we just leave them in the tavern?
I guess they're with whoever left last, which means that as Yuhnbric was leaving, he had the prisoner held by a choke chain or grabbed by the back of the neck, the bowl of porridge under one arm, tipping it into his mouth, his prisoner kept by the other. Just
I have no prisoner.
Alright, sorry, I stand corrected. You left the imprisoned, quote-unquote, bandit in the pub with the porridge.
Damn it,
Some
of the porridge, bro.
I mean, I have no... I don't know who this person is.
No, but it's very obvious that they're a prisoner.
But okay. I'm not just assuming they might also be into, I don't know, some other stuff.
No, it is silk rope.
It's equivalent to finding a fire in someone else's house. It's all well and good to say, I don't know if this fire is deliberate or not, but you can intimate that it's probably not.
Fine, in which case, I suppose I have the prisoner then.
You've also been with us for 2 days of travel, so it's pretty
also that, yes. But you can absolutely have left them in the pub if you like. It is worth noting that the citizens of Rorikstead, per what Carl pointed out, didn't comment even slightly, just went, they probably deserve it.
Bandits are about places like this, as you say.
Rorikstead is a really rural ass. For a town which is, multiple thousands of years old somehow. It's a rural fucking settlement.
There are some amazing fan theories, amazingly stupid fan theories about Rorikstead.
It's so beautiful. I actually did a moderate amount of reading on Rorikstead, and none of it makes sense. It's all stupid stuff.
The founder of the town is called Rorik, and yet there is a man called Rorik in Rorikstead. Or could be multiple people called Rorik.
Rorik is just
the leaps and bounds the community will make.
So yes, point being, okay, final decision then. Ollie, you absolutely can have left the prisoner in the tavern. It's no shade on you. Even knowing that it's 100% a prisoner your party's keeping, it's not necessarily a prisoner you personally are interested in keeping. So your choice.
It's fine. I'll keep her, I suppose. But I'm not happy about it. I was all happy.
Also entirely fair. You do not have to be happy about it. Prisoner in one hand, like arm, not arm around them, but like hand right on the back of their neck, keeping them at arm's length, and porridge beneath the other arm, tipping it into your mouth when you want to eat.
I might offer her some as well. You gotta remember, guys, I've been dragged like a solid 3,000 years into the future, and I've now just been party to my first innocent murder and forced hostage.
As to what other kind of hostage?
Willing hostages actually are, at least historically, a pretty big thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Elder Scrolls actually has that tradition.
Yeah.
Because
usually it's a political thing.
Yeah, totally. Cool, okay. Any other narrative questions?
Nothing.
This is more general canon, but so I know other were creatures exist, but are werebears a thing?
Yes, specific to Skyrim, in fact.
Okay, cool. Right.
I think we found one.
Also, red bear. Is it red from blood, or is it just naturally red?
Red from gore. It murdered an entire field of cows. You're talking.
Sounds so wasteful.
Probably, yeah. It's hugely wasteful. You're talking at least a dozen dead cows worth of gore.
Also, if it's a werebear, I want to get scratched by that thing.
Don't you need to be bitten in a specific way usually to be wearified?
You actually don't. So it's attacked and survived. You will almost always contract the disease in question. It is a common disease, which means it's ludicrously easy to treat, which is partially why there is such discrimination against both vampires and werebears, because if you know that you've been infected, or know that you've dealt with one, then it's really easy to get the treatment within 3 days. If you don't get the treatment within 3 days, it's almost impossible to get a cure. There are cures, they're all mythical, they really don't apply outside of main characters in the games. Yeah, basically. So people pretty much always assume that if you are a were-animal or a vampire, it's because you chose to be one. That's not, strictly speaking, fair.
Could be screwed and have, be stuck somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Legs in the wild.
It is also, I guess, somewhat fairer than a lot of other settings, but yeah. You get more choice in it than you do in, for instance, VTM, where if someone wants to embrace you, they're probably going to manage it.
Unless you kill them first.
Yeah, unless you kill them
good
first.
luck
That's
with that.
real difficult.
It depends on the vampire.
Unless you have the good fortune to be embraced by the Barley, get fucked.
If in the 21st century, when 21st century vampires in VTM,
yeah,
how good are guns against them?
Bashing damage with the damage roll rounded down.
Depends how much DACA you can unload into them at any one time. If you can get a big enough gun that has enough bullets in it, you can turn them into essentially a paste.
The standard...
that might only be bashing damage, but they will literally be made of paste.
It's lethal damage if you hit them in the head, otherwise get fucked, basically.
Shotgun, close range, incendiary ammo.
Yes,
Boom.
That will do something. But sorry?
I know that only works on vampires that have that stake trait.
No. Shotgun, close range, incendiary ammo will work on most things.
VTM standard fire always works.
Unless you're a werewolf.
If you're a vampire, fire always works. Barring a couple of disciplines, fire will always work. So incendiary ammo also always works. Anywho, different discussion. Cool, let's do some XP. Cool, plot progression. Does anyone feel that you all made any plot progression this session?
Found the bear.
Wasn't the killing what call it Battleborn maybe part of you guys wanting to get in good with the does that serve any purpose or
Yeah, wait.
Oh, yeah, it does.
I guess
I guess it's in,
somewhat fair. Yeah, getting into the companions has been the thing for you all.
well, getting into companions, but equally we've progressed on our thing to get a contact with the Stormcloaks going.
Also true, actually. Yes, definitely. Character development. Does anyone feel like they developed their character particularly well this session?
I ate meat.
Oh god.
Jomo said no to me.
We all
Yeah.
became vegetarian.
Yeah, we all did become vegetarian.
And
That is so worryingly true.
No, that's a point. I'm just presuming that the Khajiit in Skyrim in I can't remember the name of the world as a whole.
Tamriel.
Tamriel.
Mundus.
Thank
Mundus
you.
is the world.
Yep.
Tamriel is the continent.
But yeah, basically, I'm assuming that
it is the world.
friggin' Khajiit are omnivores.
Yes. You
but
can
you-
eat vegetables.
You tend not to eat other sapiens.
Oh yeah, no, it was just the whole vegetarian thing because it's one thing to say in a darker aspect, like, okay, I chucked up my lunch sort of thing after the Winbar munched on that dude. But then there's also the nature of seeing all of these cows and like that mental aspect of I'm never eating another cow again.
Yeah, I should really ask for more fear tests at the start of next session. Excellence of role playing. Does anyone feel like anyone else role played particularly well this session?
Some spicy porridge.
You can't nominate yourself for excellence of role playing.
I nominate him for spicy porridge.
I will kill both of you and
I
dismember
will.
your
Yeah,
corpse.
sure.
I know you got my
Spicy
back.
porridge.
I thought Benji did well with the opening political discussions.
That's true. I also I like the cold shoulder that Zanzarim gave to Jomo.
Fair. That's not how you spell cold, Ewan.
Taking someone else's shoulder. I was the shoulder guy!
I just wanted to go on an adventure.
I think
Cool.
you'll find Nick having eaten human shoulder tonight was also the shoulder guy.
That's terrifying.
True.
Hey, we all shoulder guy!
Okay, I make that out to be 150 experience points for session number 7. That is 20 for plot progression. You found a bear and you killed John Battleborn, that poor innocent patriot. 20 points, character development. That's Catclop eating sapient meat and Jomo saying no to his priest. 10 points for Arnulf trying to politics and Zanzarim's cold shoulder to Jomo on the excellence of role-playing front, plus your standard 100 general.
How much is the total there, sorry?
I have no idea, I'm afraid. Just for this session, 150.
Okay.
I don't know the total in general.
Back to that.
Cool, which brings us on to everyone's favourite part of the session. It's the highlights. Who's not been first in a while? You know what, in celebration of his new webcam, Callum, do you have any highlights for that session?
No, none at all. No, I'll go with spicy porridge. That's one.
Sweet.
You got me, man.
Cool, any other highlights?
Let's go with smash the hurdy-gurdy.
Why are you gonna beat up on John Battleborn? He's such a bland character. He didn't deserve this.
You say he doesn't deserve
I hope you all
Always
feel
deserve
real
this.
guilty when you replay Skyrim and see all the NPCs you've murdered in the flesh.
Ah, yes.
You see, like, my grandmother used to punish people, and, like, even if you didn't do anything, then she would just say, well, it's for something you did that I don't know about.
I thought you were going to say she punished people by sort of punching them in the head so hard they died.
So
I know,
much to
she used a wooden
unpack in
spoon.
that statement. There's even more to unpack. Any other highlights?
All caps, we forgot the prisoner.
Okay, extremely valid. Any other highlights?
No, I'll leave them to the rest.
Cool. Ollie, do you have any highlights for that session?
Ooh, fus-ro-bear.
I hate you so much.
Let me think. It is a lot of pressure. Someone else go. I'll go at the end.
Alright, young Nicholas. Good, sturdy young Nicholas. Knows what he's talking about, young Nicholas. Do you have any highlights for that session?
I doubt every one of those words.
Human flesh.
I'm noting it down, but I want you to know that I'm uncomfortable.
It's rare that we get something that's in the middle ground. There's some things Ewan won't write. There are some things he will write. There's some things he will write. He's very uncomfortable, and that's rare.
I do like
Just
money.
like meat. Very rare.
Scree, I say to you. You shits. Alright, young Nicholas, any other highlights for that session?
The one party member. Okay, how to sum this up? NPCs are safe until.
Somehow so much worse, unfinished.
I know, right?
Do you have any other highlights? We can come back to this if you like.
NPCs are only safe as long as one party member cares about them. There's no commas in that. It's a bit long.
Oh, I have another highlight.
Alright, I'm gonna just note it, but sorry,
Come back to me.
NPCs are safe so long as one party member remembers them.
Cares about them.
That's real talk.
Yeah.
I've got another one, if I can throw it in.
Alright, yeah, go ahead.
Send him straight to Svongard.
Alright, but I'm putting it in quotes, so we will remember it's not a me typo.
And I've got
Send Finn.
Revere putting a Yuhnbric up for the night.
Uh-oh.
Because damn it, he keeps looking out for me.
Just a charitable young scrap of a Nord with the tail.
Also one of the few people who's actually so far to date never made a but what if he was just basically a Khajiit joke, though. So I personally headcanon it as that's what he's feeding off of. Because even Arnulf makes those jokes every now and then.
He's got thick skin and fur.
No comment. Any other highlights, Ollie?
No, that's me.
Any other highlights in Nicholas?
I think that's everything.
Okay, any other highlight? Sorry, Carl, do you have any highlights for that session?
Ish. I mean, it's like around some of the points that have already been said. Not necessarily, so I'll go with. Okay. We're here to see a man about a bear. That's just, yeah, nice little turn of phrase on that comment.
I've always wanted to make that joke. It's been years in the making and it finally happened. Know that I take intense satisfaction in that shitty response I gave. Any other highlights?
SHURYKEN.
SHURYKEN!
Did we have a shuri? Oh yeah,
Yeah, Callum punching
Yeah.
his face off.
Dicks. How do I spell SHURYKEN?
Just
Do
spell
you
it
bet?
wrong.
SHUR.
Alright, I just wrote like MURDER.
What?
Any other highlights, Carl?
Yeah, I mean, like, I generally try and go for others, but I gotta admit, I really liked, It Was For the Bootses.
God, yeah.
Or the bootses.
Those are the last words he hears. If I can, he heard rather. If I can work out a good way to have him turn up in, God, where would that even be? I guess
When we inevitably invade Svongard?
yeah, you know, invading Svongard, that well-known thing that people do. Svongard, mighty home of the Nordic dead. I'm not enraged by that statement at all. Svongard.
And I just can't stop thinking about swans guarding, like with really bad, like little swan armor and stuff, like waddling about.
It would be
Oh, it's the swans,
Valkyries.
yeah.
It's swans in Valkyrie armor.
Right.
Bearing in
Second
mind-
15, punch 1,000 swans.
God, what was his name? Sui T? Because the guard to Svongard, he sounds so cool in the lore, and you meet him, and he's just real.
Oh,
easy.
Sun.
Sun, there we go. He's so easy
Yeah.
to beat. If it was like you stood
Okay,
on that
right.
bridge and then 3 angry swans just swarmed you from all directions with 0 warning or preparation, that would be a challenge.
What? Ah, I'm about to enter the Hall of the Blessed Dead. Buenos dias, fuck
Yeah,
boy.
Buenos dias, fuckboy, scream the swans as they charge you. Any other highlights for that session, Carl?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Sorry, I'm consumed with the image of these swans now. Creed, do you have any highlights for that session?
Just had the one. Said murderers debate morals with thieves. Tell us not to take the boots of the man they just double murdered after he said
You're actually only the second most ethically dubious RP of the week. Oh, it is Tuesday, I suppose. But fucking Wraith is currently one half of the team wants to melt down a newly formed ghost who trusts them in order to make a book, and the other half wants to sell them into bondage before they get melted down to make the book because they'll fetch a better price that way.
Bondage.
Hey, like, click hard to get the better price.
Yeah.
I mean, young Nicholas, you want to be real careful there because we're probably going to play Wraith eventually, and when we do,
We're going to melt you down into books.
I don't mean to be mean, but there's a decent chance people are going to try and melt you down into something.
It's just gonna happen.
Is it bad my first
Oh,
one
I'd rather be bondaged first.
works out pretty well then?
Can you get, like, a skill on Jabari or something?
Can you get what, sorry?
Nothing.
Now. Benji, do you have any highlights for that session?
First friendly NPC.
You've got multiple friendly
They're
NPCs.
friendly
Yeah, but
entities.
very few of them have been friendly to us on first impressions.
That bard was friendly to you, you just killed him.
We've met multiple innkeepers that are friendly to us.
Yeah.
Every innkeeper's been friendly
It's just
to us.
nice to have an NPC who is out and out friendly.
I see what you mean. You mean first friendly NPC that you haven't betrayed.
Oh, was
No,
what's her name?
we
The
didn't
first
betray-
tavern.
we fixed that we fixed that tavern keeps fucking well for her. We didn't betray her.
Fair enough. First NPC that you haven't betrayed or abandoned.
She's an innkeeper. Why would you think we'd abandoned her?
I mean,
Well, you
yeah.
could run away.
After paying for our room and board?
Yeah, no, it was a really weird abandonment. I'm not saying it wasn't, but, like,
Fine.
you've met many friendly NPCs.
Fuck, the bear can dodge.
I can't
my
do
brain
commas.
is still.
I can't do commas, so I hope you realise how that's going to shake out.
Dodging bear OP?
Alright, there we go.
Fuck bear.
Any other highlights for that session?
Swans, the Nords' greatest god.
You killed that man for not defending Talos ardently. You know what? I'm not having this discussion. Swans. The Nrad's greatest god. Any other highlights?
Catclop's savage murder.
Hey,
Probably
I
pretty
didn't
bad.
murder him.
Sorry. Catclop's savage desecration.
Yeah, I didn't murder him, I just desecrated his corpse. Is not
Is
the
it
greatest.
desecration if he hasn't been buried? I'm just...
You
making
didn't bury
use-
him, you left him by the side of the road.
Exactly. I'm just
Partially
making use of something he's not using anymore.
No, it's
His
100%
body.
desecration. That is
His face.
totally desecration of a corpse.
It's flesh.
Like,
He doesn't need it.
yeah, no, he doesn't. He's dead. That's why it's desecration of a corpse.
Just
Do you have any idea how pissed off with you RK
It
is
is-
right now?
It is the circle of life.
Yeah, no, mate, Namira agrees with you, but the god of the dead isn't happy. Circle of life. Life is a fucking... it's a bar chart trending down, mate.
Well, his soul's gone down there. Yeah, that's fine. No one's using the
Yeah, you
corpse.
also RK. Goddamn Daedra worshippers! The logic is so circular. I'm calm. So Catclop savage murder / corpse desecration, and just let's throw that open then. Anyone else have any final highlights?
Nope.
Cool. Okay, then thank you for a very entertaining. I did not spell Shoryuken right. Very entertaining session number 8. Any final words for the recording?
Shoulder meat tastes good.